What's good, YouTube, and welcome to the house. A friendly reminder, you only have a couple of hours to go over to Stay Classy and get that Judgment Dragon front, honest back, amazing metal field center code What's Good 5 for 5% off your order and to support the channel directly. And it's been a while since we've done a giveaway of one of their field centers, so I'm going to give you an option on this one. You can either win the really amazing Shadol construct. Look at how the metal just creates the ripples and the waves with the two different blues, and then you have Shadol fusion on the back. And John, do the noise always. These are made out of metal. They are so durable, not scared to do that with the one I'm giving you guys or my own. And then we have Masterpiece, in case you didn't like True Draco or you had bad memories of this guy. I wanted to give you options, but he looks freaking amazing with that shield and sword on the back as well. Love Stay Classy's work. All you got to do to enter this giveaway, one lucky person is gonna win. Be a subscriber publicly. I'm not going to give it to someone not supporting the channel in some way, shape, or form. So hit that subscribe button and then comment below as the second step. Comment your favorite upcoming product and tell me why the Konami's making this year. I want to kind of poll you guys and see what cards or sets you're excited for. It can be Ghost from the Past, King's Court, and the speculation you have for it, Dawn of Majesty, which is causing tons of buyouts right now, Lightning Overdrive, so many products to pick from. Let me know your favorite. It'll be completely random on who wins, so don't disappoint me. I don't want to pin a comment I don't enjoy. But again, go check out Stay Classy. This is freaking amazing. I do have it in hand and it looks awesome. Now, the card stirring up the entire community. Instant Fusion's back, baby, and it does look awesome. The packet has Magical Scientist on it this time. Retort Fusion is a normal spell. You can only activate one card with this card's name per turn. Pay 1,000 life points. Special summon one level 6 or lower non-effect fusion monster from your extra deck. This is treated as a fusion summon, but it can't attack, destroy it during the end phase. Sounds familiar, except you're limited to non-effect monsters. So essentially vanillas. And best monster 2017 Theseus, Jerome had to make it right somehow, has been bought out. It's already going down in price. This was a low of 10 earlier today, and people are clamoring over each other's bodies hoping to make a sale. So I might wait and hope that it cools down, but I could also see rolling buyouts happening on this and then coolant again, and then it's spiking as we're close to the set. But Theseus, I'm sure there's going to be degenerate combos with it. There's also an error version of this printed, if I recall, like the tuner's missing or something. I forget which printing of Theseus has that, but if you kept a lot of the misprint Theseuses that were somewhat common, good on you. And then the Raging Tempest version also up there higher in price right now. It is the original and around $12-ish and up from there, but I expect the prices to be coming down from the hype throughout the day as people want to make sales. We'll see if there's a secondary buyout versus that pressure and keep our eye on it. Also, Rare Fish, we're making Bahamut again, baby. Market price $240. That was too low. Raise that up towards $5. Totally awesome. Being made by Instant Fusion once again. Sandwich, I'm not too sure about this one. DR3, easy to make disappear. Guess you're investing in Glad Beast format for when they used Prisma to send Sangan and revive it for a crush card target, because people had Shonen Jump crush cards. The other version not really sold out or getting that hard looked at, but I'm sure the first editions might be a different story if we take the time to go through, but it looks like I'm facing a little bit of lag. Let's see here. First edition, but people aren't really paying attention to it. Practical is getting called on for being a McDonald's promo, something that they've used in the past in True King Dinos, also being that Earth attribute for Lithosasm, which is off the list. Let's see if it's gone anywhere too crazy. No, you can still get them pretty cheap and readily for being a McDonald's past promo. There's other dinosaurs getting bought out, such as Brachioradius, which is a level 6 here. It is level 6 or lower, right? Level 6 or lower, yeah. So kind of surprised to see the 6 gone after instead of the 5. Let me know if you think there's a reason for this, besides being a one-of printing stuck in a $30 MSRP product. I still feel like the McDonald's pack card is better. Mystical Sand, and for typing, has been bought out. This is pretty commonplace for her to end up at $20. I feel I've seen this buyout happen too many times. I have them in my closet every time I see the buyout. I'm like, should I list at 18? Should I bother? Nah, she's fine with all my other collection in the closet that I don't want to sell. And somebody in the Discord has actually made an entire list. So if you want to pause the video here, we have an entire list of every single level 6 vanilla fusion. Supposedly, I haven't had time to check this myself, but the sets that they're available from, what they're out of for vanilla fusions. Here's the level 5s. I'll give it a second so you can pause. Here's more 5s into the 4s, 3s, and 2s. And I guess there's not a level 1. So another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 to pause and then continue market watch. These are all the options to be looking after and decide if you have some big brain OTK, FTK play in your deck to go after some of these using that TCG player link in the description down below, costing you nothing extra to support the channel directly for the cards you'd already be buying. Now, talking of another archetype kind of release causing waves on the market, the Despia are dark fairies that seem pretty good and continue the Dogmatica lore over in our new set Dawn of Majesty upcoming. And with that, Fallen of Albaz, of course, has been bought out. He actually plays into this archetype better than any other archetype. Its focus is fusion summoning, and he fits in there pretty well. People are also murmuring about Super Poly, but yes, up towards 17 plus, and he drug the market price up. He was available for 12 to 13 last night. Remember Rise of the Duelist being reprinted in the Megatins? I don't think they'll be skimping on the lore too much. Dark Lords have a couple of mild price spikes, I'd call them, while this is happening, such as Uko back and Secret Rare Nastin. Remember that Nastin does have other versions. I don't think it's necessarily going to be mixing and meshing with this. This seems more as a reach of, oh, you said Dark Fairy. Well, there's other Dark Fairies over here, and I'm going to go buy them. I don't think these are necessarily the greatest buyouts, and it's really nice to have a super budget version of Nastin over in Maximum Gold. Speaking of super polymerization, the gold rares are less than the Dude Ultras and look oh so much nicer. You're allowed to double sleeve your deck now in case there is any issue with gold being thick that people were worried about at first. I definitely would suggest it as a version. I think it's really awesome. And then you have the OTS Super, kind of low on quantities. The Ultimate Rare is way up there, though, as OTS 14's had rolling buyouts on its Ultimate Rares. And if you want a nice version of Super Poly, you might want to think before Dawn of Majesty's release, as this could see a lot more play thanks to that archetype if it takes off. I wanted to talk about the poster boy Blue Eyes White Dragon, how it keeps getting compared to Charizard, and I'm going to explain why it is and is not Charizard in our community, as there's just buyout after buyout. JMP, as we've explained, that there is still the Jump promo. This is the Scholastic version. It's bought out. Somebody has a PSA 10 or Beckett 10 Blue Eyes listed at 200,000 as the only one. Just crazy shock value all over the place. Raised prices on the Jump unique art. Here's that thing. You notice I said unique art. This only has one true printing because this is a simul release. It's the same card essentially despite the set number. This is the only card where the art only appears in one way. Almost every other art is printed into the ground. The LOB art, the SDK art. Well, there is the anniversary art too, to be fair. So there's two versions. But Charizard, typically when a Charizard's released, its art is very limited in how many times it's going to get pushed out there. And they're unique Charizards, where Blue Eyes has the same art over and over and over again. You might notice even the world art has been reprinted, I believe Legendary Collection Kaiba. So when we're looking at all these Blue Eyes, very few are actually unique for the art style. Now the versions are heralded. It's one of the most iconic cards. It is the poster boy similar to Charizard. There are similarities and differences, but when people jump cross community and say, what's the Charizard? What should I be buying? People point to Blue Eyes. It is, but it isn't, so you want to consider the versions you're buying, what rarities you're getting, and how they're actually viewed in the community. If you're just jumping in feet first, going invest in Yu-Gi-Oh! Heck yeah, consider which ones you're getting if you're headed that way. Mech Knights have an interesting buyout in Purple Nightfall, not only bumping up in price for the Exo version, but Blue Sky being way up here. I mentioned that I've seen this on Dueling Book rated a lot more, but not creeping so much into remote duels. I do wonder why that is. Imagine trying to argue zone in the remote duels. That has to be super frustrating. But with the Mech Knights, I feel that they're a very good engine, and you can still get, you know, these for a lot cheaper than Mega Pack versions, but I see why they're going after this buyout. It's an engine that's likely not to get looked up in reprints anytime soon, and still has a lot of output and power to give a player, so much so that it's getting high ranked DB by multiple duelists and doing well for itself. 1-for-1 holographics are up. I'm not too sure why, besides this card is freaking amazing and there's so many things that it could do. So maybe this is just big brain, something coming up that I missed. Let me know in the comment section down below why you think the 1-for-1 holos are so far up in price. And thank gosh we have so many different printings of it, but notice how low of quantities even those commons are. If you don't have a 1-for-1, you're shaking like, I think I need it. Get it sooner than later, I guess, unless you're in the market for a holo, which have recently gone up in price. It might be worth the wait. Blastneer super rares are up versus market. Maybe Virtual World trying to figure out how it's going to continue life after Calamities is gone, or I'm not too sure why. I actually forgot it got a super rare printing in Infinity Chasers, and the rares have recovered to the point of being around $1.20, $1.50 or so from that super printing. It's one of those things that just leaves my mind. I used to think this only had one printing. And Insect Imitation is your random buyout of the day. Retro Pack 2 is completely gone, but thanks to all those repacks of PSV between, you know, the Legendary Collection Game Board editions and ending up in those mystery power boxes, it's a simple $1 for a very, very unique, cool card. Another card I didn't know only had 2 printings. I could have sworn this got in something else down the road. I like this card. There's nothing super pushing it yet besides the fact that they've announced some kind of insect archetype and they're hoping the levels work with this and that sort of thing. We'll pay attention. Big brain to go after Retro Pack first. If you're thinking of speculating without even knowing what's attached to the card, use that TCG player link in the description down below when doing these buyouts and hoping that they pan out well. I wouldn't necessarily suggest doing that though. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed the conversation. And if you want to enter that giveaway, be a public subscriber and let me know what product you're most excited about coming up. I kind of want to gauge the players. Is it just all eyes on Ghost from the Past, or were you let down by the set? You're looking forward to King's Court. The Megatins, of course, are crazy. Let me know what product this year you look forward to most.